Daisy, Daisy, give me your answer too. I'm half crazy, all for the love of you. It won't be a stylish...
Hello, Cubanwriter here with Darklingfae to review the third episode of Netflix's Iron Fist.
And this was the finale episode, right? It's all done with.
No, unfortunately...
No, this was the finale episode. It's all over with. Yay! Series finale.
Unfortunately, this is not a 3-episode miniseries.
No! Worst news all day. The nightmare is real.
But I will surprise you by saying that I think this was the best episode of the 3 that we've watched so far.
I don't want to hear that, because then you'll just want to watch more, and I don't think it's worth it.
I will probably be watching the whole thing, but if you decide to bail at any point, I'm not going to blame you.
I might have to, guys. It's terrible. Don't watch the series.
Well, I did like certain things about it. I liked the lawyer character. I like that the plot's moving forward. I like that they've at least introduced the hand. I know you didn't like how they brought them in.
No, it's not that I don't like how they brought them in. It's just that I know that it's not going to be satisfying in any way. I thought the whole point of Iron Fist was really his big enemy is the Hand. And so I thought that the Hand would be the main bad guy. You'd actually get to see more establishment of it. You'd get that satisfaction you don't get from Daredevil with it. And we're not going to. Meacham is the bad guy. He's the only one we're going to really get to. We'll just get little snippets here and there of the Hand, and we'll just be hitting our head against the wall, being like, why, Netflix? Why?
I think before this series is over, we're going to be drowning in ninja fights.
Yeah, but that's not still establishing that the Hand's the main bad guy. It still doesn't give you that satisfaction. It's like Suicide Squad, where you get a little bit of the Joker, but where really the Joker should have been the bad guy and isn't. It's just unsatisfying.
Well, I presume there's going to be a major Hand bad guy who's going to be introduced at some point.
I doubt it.
You don't think so?
I think you're going to be highly disappointed, as you are with every episode. This series has not been good, guys.
Well, let me, now that I've said the few things that I liked, I'm going to touch on things I didn't like. One thing that really bothers me about this show is that the bad guys are constantly doing things I consider to be tremendously stupid. Like the breaking and entry job into Colleen Wing's dojo. Why not just have your private investigator sit outside, observe movements in and out of the building, and try and subdue Danny Rand when he comes in or out? Why complicate things by doing a breaking and entry job, which draws attention? It creates a potential problem because you don't know what you're going to encounter when you get in there. A lot to cover up if you get caught. But instead of doing things the intelligent way, is it to demonstrate that she can fight again?
She really hasn't been established to be good at what she does. The only people that she's really fought previously is her students, who are obviously not going to be as good as her. She really hasn't, up to this point, done anything that I would say is like, oh, wow, you're a remarkable teacher. You have a lot of skills. They build her up to that and try and act like she is, but have never established that. And so in the one fight that you get to see of her, she wins by stealing other people's moves. So it still has not been established that this person is a skilled teacher, fighter, sensei of importance yet.
Well,
they've done a terrible job.
She did defeat the henchman who came and broke into her place. By the way,
those are terrible henchmen. Everyone can defeat them. It's so sad. They're not great henchmen. They haven't been established to be good in any way.
Yeah, and this leads me to another objection, this time based on physics. You pointed this out, and I completely agree with you. In the hospital fight, he punches a guy wearing brass knuckles and shatters the brass knuckles. That's how hard he hits him.
But he uses the Iron Fist. You have to make the distinction between his regular fist and the magical superhero Iron Fist.
Right. And I guess I don't understand how the Iron Fist works, because
it's magical physics. Because it was established in the other episode that when he used his magical Iron Fist, he could punch through an entire wall, get a hole in it, and just walk out of the mental institution. And in this one, he can use his magical Iron Fist to punch someone's hand and just destroy their brass knuckles, and the person is fine.
Yeah, does it only work against inanimate objects? Does it not work against organic material?
The writers don't know.
We don't know either. The Iron Fist so far makes no sense. He punches a steel security door off the hinges into the street. He punches brass knuckles and shatters them. And the guy underneath is just relatively fine. His whole hand should have been shattered as well.
It's because Netflix Marvel Universe does not understand how physics works, unfortunately. Science, people. Science.
I guess
you do need it.
We're dealing with special superhero physics. And when he was interrupting the training in her dojo...
I know that really bothered you.
It really bothered me.
I didn't really have that much of a problem with it as much as you did.
I can't imagine that it's okay to interrupt someone else's dojo and start hitting their kids when you don't have permission to do so from the sensei.
Well, I don't know. I mean, they did in the flashback show that like 3, adult monks were beating on one kid to the point that the kid bled. So probably it might be okay in his world.
Yeah, but could a guy...
You don't know.
Could a guy have walked in from New York and said, "No, you're not teaching them right"?
Well, no, because they're in another dimension. The guy from New York, or maybe that's how physics does work in the Netflix universe.
I don't buy that he would have taken over another sensei's dojo without permission, or instructed their kids without permission, or corrected their kids without permission. I believe it would have frustrated him. But I think the only reason he did that was so they could have a fight, and she could throw him out, and then they could enter the hypocritical fight club.
Oh, well, her hypocritical fight club.
Yeah.
Nobody else was a hypocrite about it except her. It's just that you can see, like, oh, the one person that you might have thought was decent in this world will just throw away all of her honor, her, personal code of ethics, everything just to make a few bucks, because there's no other way that she can make a few bucks ever. But it is weird because she does, in fact, take money from people to teach them how to fight. So isn't that, in a way, fighting for money? How do you justify that?
Her rules of ethics seem very arbitrary.
It's the Netflix Marvel Universe of ethics, just like their physics, how it all works.
And then we have that cliffhanger that...
Oh no! What will happen to our hero? Is he really going to fall from a building to his death? Oh, I don't want to watch episode 4. I don't care what happens to him. It's okay to leave it a mystery. I'm alright with that. I'll watch a Forensics File episode to see what happened.
They certainly didn't make me fear for the character. Their attempts at doing one cliffhanger after another is just leaving me flat. I don't care. I know he's going to be fine.
Well, there's so many more episodes, so obviously he's fine, but you never feel tenseness. Part of the problem is because you can't emotionally connect with any of these characters. This series doesn't make you care about any of the people in it, so you don't really care when they're in any kind of dire situations. I don't really care if he falls off a building and what happens to him. Don't care.
But I will give kudos. This moved the story along, I think, better than previous episodes. I liked the lawyer. I liked the way the lawyer talked to Danny Rand.
It's probably the best episode so far of the series, but it does not make me want to watch episode 4 or the rest of them. I'm still working on distracting the husband from having us watch any more episodes.
I do like it when you try and distract me.
Okay, I'll do more of that.
Well,
that's more interesting than Iron Fist.
This is Cubanwriter signing out.
Goodbye, darling.
See you all next time.
But you'll look sweet upon the seat of a bicycle built for two. Daisy, Daisy, give me your answer due.